Hello everybody, Kylo here, and today I am making a video about a little bit of talk about the Resident franchise. But first I actually have to say a thing, so I'm actually not playing Resident at the moment because well, my talk goes about the franchise and I will explain it a bit in the video more. But the first thing is actually about Metal Gear Solid 5, so I just got back into it, just playing a bit of it again. And I have to say you that the FOBs, like I hated them in the beginning, but I still hate them. Like I come back after playing, well, not playing for a long time, and I just come back, and suddenly it's like I just come back and it's like, what do I have to do? Oh yeah, I get tons of reports from fucking FOBs that have been attacked. Yeah, I'll get rewards, but after tons of things like, oh, you have been attacked. So what?
Be careful down there, boss.
Okay, I don't even care. I don't play the online component of this. Fucking hell. What is this again? Like there were so many things that changed. Okay, yeah, I can check. Yeah, okay, I know that. Do I need to buy something? Is that what you were saying? Is that you want me to buy a S rank, not combat? Yeah, let's do combat stuff. No, let's actually do nothing. I don't even want it. I don't want it. She say, okay. So I've been attacked, but I've won some battles. What is nice? I have to say it. Winning is nice, but losing is fucking bullshit. You don't want to lose a battle. Nobody wants to lose, but in this game you will be losing battles. So yeah, I get it. So oh, it's still. Oh, so I actually bought it, but I didn't even want it. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Sorry, yeah, this is also something that they added. It takes so long to select them. When I started, I got so many of them. Like, I had a whole list of them because simply that well, I did play quite a bit of this game. It's not that I played the most of it, I didn't. This is also something like, oh, these are, I am actually doing some. Oh, these are the online ones. So, wait, does it actually first open the online ones? It does. I don't want to do the online ones. I actually want to do these ones. Fuck you. But no. So, well, no. Let's get to it. You know, let's get to it. Let's get to the resin part that I wanted to talk about. Right? So you might be like, well, what is resin in the franchise? So resin is actually a pretty decent franchise, but it actually started by Piranha Games, and they actually, I actually meant Piranha. Boy, it's not games. I keep saying games, but so they made the Resident franchise and fuck, the Gothic franchise, and I actually have to say I like the Gothic franchise quite a bit, and I actually like it more than the Resident franchise. So the biggest problem with the Resident franchise is actually that it's just. It's it has so many cool ideas in it. So the whole idea of Resident is actually it's a pretty hardcore RPG. It's actually a lot more in terms of the old school style RPGs than the newer ones. It's actually all about indeed leveling up your character like in most RPGs, but it's also about the difficulties and training that comes with it. The combat is actually, well, at least the idea I think behind it is that it's pretty difficult. You don't start as a badass, you start as, well, not even as a normal person, I would say. You start as somebody who doesn't even know how to fucking do anything. How do you want to roll? You want to kick? You want to kick, right? Everybody can kick. Even though you might have not had any training with kicking, you can at least do a bit of damage with it, right? Well, in this game you can't. You have to fucking learn how to kick. And that is with all the games. It's just, you start out with knowing so little, and Resident 3 has actually the least of it. And the first one is the one that I like simply the most. The first one for me is just a game that I like because it actually, when I first played it, it is also the only Resident game I actually did complete. Keep that in mind. I did not complete them because I found them boring as shit. Is that it is a game that is all about so many things, and and it does so many things good as well. That is something that I love about it. It's the first Resident is actually, the combat is, it's not the best combat at all, but it is way better than Resident 2, because Resident 2, what it fucks up is that it uses all this parrying system that doesn't work. Combat takes long, you do little to no damage to enemies. It's just a boring chore, and that's not what you want from any game at all. You don't want to be bored playing a game, right? That is simply the truth. And so with Resident this, it got absolutely all of the games have a world with a lot of missions in it. There is absolutely enough content for anybody to love. There is nothing wrong with the content, and honestly that it does it great. But this also is one of the greatest examples where I'm going to say, even though there is much content, the game just isn't that great. And what does that mean? Well, even though there's tons of shit to do, well, if the game isn't good, well, that makes it sad. So it's not like I say that Resident is one of the worst games ever. It's actually a game that I think, and that's why I make this video, that has a lot of potential in it. To be that more hardcore RPG where you have to learn a lot of things, and it takes time and thinking about what you want to do. What do you want to get as a skill? You need to think about that. Really, you want to learn how to pickpocket as an example, or you want to learn magic. Yeah, what do you want? The problem is that everything in the game costs money. Everything. So you want to learn how to pickpocket? Well, you just saved a guy out of prison. You just saved him. And for the first Resident, this is actually the least problem. It's for the second and the third one where I really felt it. You want to save somebody. You saved him out of prison, right? He says, well, I can learn to pickpocket and save me. Well, you're like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Why would I otherwise save him? I'm not going to save some random fucking dude. So you save him. Right? You actually rescue him. You have to pay fucking gold again. You have to pay gold because you saved him. That is something that I have no desire to. So I just saved you, and my reward is you want me to teach pickpocketing. But I want to learn it? Well, fine, but I still need to pay money. You shouldn't have to give it to me for free because you completed your fucking mission. That is the reward for a mission. You rescue somebody out of prison, you get as a reward pickpocketing. Or get better at pickpocketing, or whatever. That is something that this game doesn't have, and that makes it a massive grind. It takes so fucking long to do all these things. And that is fucking stupid. You don't want that. You want to play the game having fun. You don't want to do things that you had to learn in real life. And even then, it feels weird. Like really needed somebody to learn you how to fucking do a wall. Like, really, you can learn things yourself. It's more that you upgrade it, and that is cool, that learning system. It's cool that you don't start out being the biggest mage ever, what knows everything. It's cool. That's a fucking cool system. That's fun. That is actually pretty unique. If you do it good, that is. And that's the biggest problem. If you do it good. But if you show no care and not even knowing any thought about it, the system just feels so fucking boring. When I do a mission, you know what I want to get when I do a mission, eh? I want to get a reward. I want to feel like I actually did that mission. I did this heroic mission, doing this, killing that boss, doing this, and as a reward, I get a great reward. A ton of gold, I get to learn new things. That is great, you know. That is the feeling you want to have. You want the feeling where actually doing missions is not just something like, it's not just filler content. You actually completed a mission, and because you completed a mission, you get a bit of content. You get some new abilities. You get a new score. That's cool. It's cool when you have a looting game, and yeah, these games have loot. They have tons of things to collect and everything, and there are a lot of things in it that sort of show a bit of survival mechanics. You are in this world and you have to sort of survive on your own. That's cool. It honestly is, but when you're just in a world with nothing really in it that makes you say, oh. Yeah, I'm in a unique world, but what do you add? What do you give? That is always something that I like to say. What do you give? What is the compensation for doing missions, right? If I have a world with tons of side missions, I actually want to get a good reward. I don't want to get a bit of gold. Yeah, gold is fine maybe in the beginning, but later on I want to get sweet loot. That is what I like. I like to get loot. Honestly, the formula behind the game is very enjoyable, but just the mechanics make the game work. The combat. The combat is the biggest thing that I hate in this whole franchise. I have to say it. I never will say that I really like it. They are absolutely... The first one I think it is a lot better, but the combat is not... It's just not that fun. You don't get Dark Souls combat, and I don't expect that. It's not like I expected the biggest combat that you ever had. So don't get me wrong, I never actually thought that. I just wanted a bit of combat that was just unique. It just was pretty unique, but it felt in a way that it felt like I was actually playing something, like I had a lot of impact. When doing attacks on enemies, I had impact like that. There's none. There's just none. You're just hitting them with a fucking rubber sword, smacking on them. They are fast from you, but it's also stupid. They are so fast, you are fucking slow as shit.
Analysis complete.
And you want me to tell me that's how I need to feel about this game? Oh, it might get better after a while, you might think, but I didn't feel that. I didn't play this game to complete. So yeah, it might get better, but for me, might is not something that answers my question. For me, even after playing quite a bit of it, it didn't get better. If I have to say in what sort of follow-up I would recommend the game. Well, I don't really recommend them. If you want to get them anyways, what game will I say is the best in the whole series? So I think it's Mission 1, 3, 2. Yeah, that's how I actually think about it. And well, you can find you can think whatever you want about it. But that's how I think it, and that is even that isn't that great really. Like it's not a compliment. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not like I say, oh boy, Resident 1. No, I say, well, it's indeed not one of the worst games ever. But that's not even with the second one. The second one just has so many problems that make the game feel so lazy. It makes me say, why? Is it actually because you don't have enough time or budget or anything, or is it actually because you just don't know how to develop something like that? And in all honesty, whatever it is, it's fine. It's no problem if you actually can't develop, if you actually are not good enough to develop such a game. That's fine, but why did you do it with the Gothic franchise? Much better. These games were fun. They worked, they were fun to play, and they also had a bit of this hardcore element in it. But it's something that is really cool. This is also with the combat. The combat is boring. You swing your sword, you might even shoot a gun, what is also boring. Everything, it doesn't feel like you're hitting anything. The impact is really bad. It makes the game so boring when most of the things you do is the combat. The combat is just not great, and that's the thing. If this game was a 10 out of 10 in all other aspects except the combat, even then, right, the game would still be not that great, because even though a lot of things are great, what are you going to do in this game? You're going to do a lot of combat. And that's the thing. This game is a combat focused game. Do not get me wrong about it. It's not like it's only combat, but a lot of it is combat. The story. I never liked the story at all. Story just for me doesn't feel like I'm actually it just doesn't feel interesting at all. And I'm actually again talking about all the games. And again, the first one I liked a bit more. But even though I liked it a bit more, do not take it as, oh, it's a good game. No, because it's not. The first Risen has a lot of problems, like all the Risen does. The Risen games have problems in it. And why? Why does a game have problems? Simple, you might ask. Well, no. Risen has problems because it's fucking Risen. That's the saddest thing to say, but the franchise is for me something. I was actually pretty hyped for the third installment. And not because I thought that it was going to be the best game ever, but because I thought that it actually had a lot more potential. I thought if they fixed a lot of things for the second game, they could have actually made the game a lot better. The thing is, they take most of the bad things from the second game to the third game and then just change it a bit. That's just not how you do it. You really think that it's great game design or what? What do you when you hear that? What when you are in development? Do you actually think, well, people didn't really think the game was that great. But we anyways keep to the old same system. Because I can say you, Resident is it's not a game where I'm like, yeah, you know, the combat is not that great, but you can get over it. So you're not doing that much combat, like, you can't. The combat is just not that great, and it will stay that way for a pretty long time. And that's the thing. Why have tons of content when there is nothing to do in the game? Why have hours and hours of content when again you just don't want to do it? You don't feel inclined to copy the game. That is one thing. I was not inclined at all. I wasn't inclined to the game, but I also wasn't to the story. For me, everything felt like boring. Graphics are not that great, you know, but that's okay. That is, I think, that I say. You don't need the best graphics ever to be a good game. It's fine, even if the graphics were fucking ugly as fuck, right? I would say,
Snake, talk
yeah,
to me.
they're not that great, but at least the graphics are not great. But if the gameplay was superb, for me, gameplay absolutely goes over it. If the gameplay was fucking great, yeah, tons of better than that. But when the gameplay isn't fun, graphically it isn't fun, then it's like, it's not like the story kept me interested. That is also why I didn't complete this game. The story wasn't interesting enough to keep me in, you know. Sometimes you got a game that it's not that great, but at least the story keeps you in. Like Why to Hell Retribution. Yeah, I'm not even I'm not trying to compare these ones. But that game was shit. Simply call it that. It was a shit game. But you know what it did great? It actually did keep me a bit in. I actually didn't think the story was the worst. It wasn't a good story either, but it wasn't the worst. And actually, the biggest thing was, I actually just, the gameplay was not great at all, but at least it was acceptable. Let's just call it that. In this game, it's not. It's boring. It's fucking boring as shit. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to play a game where you're getting bored. At least I wouldn't. There are tons of games on the market. I don't want to pick a game that is worse.
Analysis complete.
It's just like that. Like, you can do so many great things with your games, and I trust people. I trust developers that they can do that. I'm not going to say you can't do that. Maybe it is they needed a bigger budget, or maybe it is they needed that. But it's like, there is nothing for me, and that is something that I don't say a lot, but there is nothing in reason that actually makes me,
Analysis complete.
oh my god, that is a great soldier, but that actually makes me say, I want it. I want to play it. It's not visually, no. Gameplay wise, no, and even in terms of that, if you say me, I don't know how long these games even take to complete, but I have heard that they take a lot of hours you can absolutely spend in this universe, and there is a pretty nice universe. But when you have that, but don't put anything in it to keep you interested in it, you can have the biggest, most massivest lore that there is, and still make a boring game.
Roger that.
Absolutely, because it doesn't only, everything in a game needs to fit, and then you can have a sort of perfect game. And yeah, it's difficult to say a game is perfect, but there are absolutely games where I will say that they honestly do the job so good that for that idea they are kind of perfect. Because honestly saying that a game is perfect is not something you can't say. There are always problems with it. Is it simply a bug or simply, you know, a lag issue or something, or even something like, or even something as simple as, oh yeah, there is, you know, maybe a glitch that is a bit OP.
Analysis complete.
The whole thing just doesn't feel that fitting at all. He actually didn't. But I'm out. Fuck that, I'm not going to die again. Fuck. So that is for me how the whole franchise actually sort of, that's why I say it's sad, and that's why it's actually a bit, it's a very fucked up situation. Because how can they ever, you know, do what they want? Like, I think they show that they honestly know what people like about gaming. But they don't go on with it. They show that, they show all this passion that they have. But it never really gets that great. It's like they know the ideas but don't go on with it. Because honestly the combat is, even with some small improvements, I think that the combat can already be a lot better. And you don't have to be Dark Souls amount of combat or something great like that, you don't. For me that's fine, but combat is important in a game when you, well, the most thing you're doing is combat. And that's the thing, it's not like you are playing a game where the combat is optional. This game is a combat focused game, and it's what you be doing a lot. But it's fun, if it was fun. But when you make a game that is focused on combat where the combat is fun, well, you kinda are screwing yourself. And sort of like, I'm sort of going off the point, you know. I had this point really great in my head, like what I think they have to do, and I just don't really understand it. I don't know why they show quite a bit of potential in the games, but why they don't go on with it at all. They show potential, but there's not a lot of reason to buy these games at all. And yeah, these games are a bit older right now, and that will probably not make them better at all, because probably some things are indeed old. And I actually wanted to reinstall the game to play it again. I actually wanted to do that, but I didn't, because I couldn't get into it again. I had to start over in the game, and starting over in a game is for me fine, but starting over in a game is really, there's no problem with it. But in a game like Risen, I don't really have any attention to start over. I just play the same shit I already did again, because that's when I stop. When I get to a section where the combat just gets, enemies take tons of hits, need tons of hits to die, and you die pretty quickly when it happens. Like, I remember it, I trained so I can have a musket, that was pretty good, that worked pretty well. For the rest, it's not like I'm going to say that I enjoyed my playthrough with it, because my time with it. That's why, normally, and that's like I said, even the fucking shittiest game, I complete. Because I want to bring you guys the truth in the games. And yeah, I did it with you in that point, but I didn't even complete it. And I'm somebody that completes games that are utter shit, and I still wouldn't want to complete that game. Even if you would ask me now, you know, hey, do a live stream, you know, complete the game in a live stream. Like, I don't know if you can actually, you know, just play it in a live stream and play it like, yeah, every once in a while. I wouldn't want to. Maybe the things are fixed, I don't know, but if it is just the same as it once was, it's just, well, I would be bored again. I would be playing maybe a bit of it, maybe get past the tutorial, and then I'm just like, yeah, the same shit is happening again. Yeah, you know, not that interested in it. And then I would just again say, well, great ideas it might have. Absolutely possibility, but great ideas need a good amount of content with it. You need, if you have a great idea, that's fine, but ideas are not what makes a game. It's not only about ideas. There are some games that are absolutely idea focused, that have some massive ideas that work perfect. That's true, but this game is just not the game. It's not like it's the idea that sells it. It's absolutely that the gameplay needs to be better. And if they actually make a Risen 4 as an example, and they don't upgrade the gameplay, well, I'm not even going to buy it. But if they actually do upgrade the gameplay, make it a bit different, add new mechanics, make it a better game, I will actually go out and, well, very simple, buy it. Like, in terms of performance and everything, the game was great. Like, it ran great for me. Never had any problems with that. And you know, even in visually, like, it's not one of the worst looking games at all. But it's just like, if you make a new game, you know, maybe take a look at the first Risen game and took a look at what you did there. Add some of these old mechanics back and try to keep up with these mechanics. Try to say, well, we actually had a bit of a fuck up. And we know that ourselves. We know that we made a mistake, but we also know how to fix it. If you actually do that and say, well, we had mistakes, but we understand that we had some mistakes, but we actually, with some time, we are actually going to fix that weakness. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but our newer game is going to be better than all the games we ever made. It's actually going to be a game where people will say, hey, I play fucking Risen, you know, Risen 4, you know, it's out. Yeah, I fucking recommend it. It's a great fucking game. You know, where I say that, and where all your friends and everybody are like that as well. Like, hey, Risen 4, you know, like, yeah, you gotta buy it. Like, it's a good game. And even if I just say, well, no, it isn't the best game, but I recommend it. Even if I can say something like that, that would be so cool for them as a franchise. I would love to say that, because the thing is, I don't want a game to suck at all. I pay money for these games as well. You guys pay money for it. You don't want a game to be bad. You don't. And it's not like Risen is a game that is bad where it's fun. You know, it's like, oh, it's so brokenly bad. Like White to Hell is an example where I was fucking my playthrough, I was fucking laughing at some of the shit that happened. But in that game you don't do it. You just don't. That's a bit sad, but you know, it's a different game. So everybody, thank you for watching, and well, I actually like talking about the subject, and I see you next time on another video.